All right. Everyone, welcome back to the 3 of 7 podcast. We're glad you're here, and we're glad to all be back together in the studio today. It is the day after the presidential election, and everybody, I think, is breathing easy. And, man, they are just so happy that finally somebody's back at the helm. And maybe we'll get back into that in a little bit today. We covered it in quite depth last night on the live coverage. So if you want to go back and watch that, we talk about a lot of really good stuff in that 3-hour-long coverage last night. So, but I don't know what Chili's going to bring from the news today. I have no idea. So maybe we'll talk about that more, maybe not. We'll start off the podcast, though, with introducing you to your host today. I'm your main host, Chad Rite. Wow. This is my right-hand man over here, Mr. Chili. And then we've got my left-hand man, Mr. Cornbread. We got the tech guy behind the computer back there. He's finally doing his job again. He left out early on the live coverage last night because he did have to deer hunt this morning. By the way, how'd your deer hunt go this morning, tech guy?
Oh, they was chasing this morning.
Were they really? What'd you see?
6-pointer.
Dang, man.
6 does.
6 does? Where'd you hunt?
The field.
Oh,
I've deployed a new strategy to get in the field.
You come around from behind?
I just ride the 4-wheeler into the field and park it in the field.
Really?
Because it runs all of them off. And then you can go get in your stand without them seeing you walking.
Yeah, yeah.
So I just park it right in the field. About 15 minutes after, here they come.
It is odd how they react to that 4-wheeler, how they'll just stand there and watch the 4-wheeler go by. And
Brooke,
if
you got to quit walking in front of the camera.
If you walk, then if you walk in there, it spooks everything.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get to talk more about deer hunting because that's what's really important.
Well, I wanted to know if Donald Trump would be bringing in some cooler weather for the rut, but Corn said he's not president yet, so probably not this year.
That'll be next year. The rut will be cooler next year.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Good night. You can't even walk to your stand right now without.
You trying to say old Donald's going to be able to control the weather?
Well, yeah, he does. Yeah, he controls the weather, of course. And then you're so tech guy, and then we do have the beautiful, strong, wonderful, voluptuous.
Oh no!
Dang.
Brooke Rite.
Wait, you gotta film them.
Sharing a mic with the tech guy over behind the screen. Wow, you look good this morning, baby. I saw you deadlifting that 205 this morning. Tearing it up. Tactical Games champion of life itself, best gardener, best cook, most beautiful, most sexy woman that ever existed on the face of the earth with the best hair and legs and butt and everything else, Brooke Rite. Welcome to the show, Brooke.
I do not accept 90% of that intro. Can you do an intro like that for Cornbread, please?
You talking about the priest?
Yeah, will you give him one like that?
I may do one like that for Cornbread next week. You ain't got but one a day of those in you. You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
You can't expect.
That's good.
Can't
bub.
expect that much out of me.
Cheer up, bub.
I'm good.
Holy crow, we got 747 on a live at 11 o'clock.
3 minutes in.
Cheer up, bub.
Wow.
Good,
We're
man.
almost there.
Corn is pissed about that intro you just gave me, babe.
Couple of announcements for you guys that are tuning in. So now that Donald Trump is at the helm, you all know that things are going to get better. And a lot of you guys, hopefully, you're thinking about how you're going to take advantage of the next 4 years of that great economy that Cornbread predicted last night that's going to start rolling in this spring. Things are going to start popping this spring, ain't they, Corn?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'm hoping that some of you guys are thinking of, okay, how can I take advantage of this next 4 years of peace and prosperity? How can I grow my business, grow my team? How can I make as much money as I possibly can before they install another Democrat head and things go downhill again? How do I set myself up for success over the next 4 years? And so some of you guys might be thinking about maybe doing a little bit of training. Maybe maybe making yourself a little bit better. Maybe learning how to become a better leader, a better communicator, a better teammate. Maybe learning some new skills. Some of you guys might be thinking about that if you are looking at growing yourself, your brand, your business over the next 4 years. And if that's you, if you're excited about this opportunity for you to grow, then you should come train with us here at 3 of 7 Project. Do we have any spots left at the Proving Grounds, Blake?
We do.
Yeah, we got a few.
So there may be a few spots at the Proving Grounds, which is when?
It's February,
7 through 9.
February 7 through 9. Chile is currently booking for 2025 Rite of Passage missions.
Yep. They're filling up fast.
They're getting pretty full. So there's a few spots left. Chile and Blake, Chile's doing all the selection this year, so he's sorting through applications. If you want to train, I highly suggest you go putting in an application for either the Proving Grounds or the Rite of Passage. Are there any spots left at the 2 basic courses we're running?
Yes. Those, what's the dates on that? May and June basic courses.
There might be a few.
There's a few, but
so if you want to put an application. I want to tell you that the training that we conduct here at 3 of 7 Project is the best training that you can possibly receive. We have never been interested in scaling it. It is extremely small. It is extremely limited. And we will be present with you to serve you and to push you and to critique you and to help you grow for the duration of whatever mission you happen to get selected for, if you do get selected to come and train with us. We're not interested in serving the masses. We're not interested in scaling this training, and that's what makes the missions that we do here different from other things that you can go and do. You can go be a part of a conference, right, and hear a bunch of speakers. You can go be a part of some other training program where, you know, the main people that built the program aren't going to be there to really be a part of it. You can go be those things are things that are scaled, are things that are meant to serve the masses. That's not how we operate, all right? And that's what makes us different. It's small, it's intimate, it's intense, and I promise you, you won't be disappointed. So you can see all that at 3of7project.com. You can click on the, the training. Is there a training tab on the website?
Yeah, there's a whole training page with different forms you can fill out for each course, and select the one you want and just fill it out.
And you cannot just sign up for these courses either. You have to submit an application, and then Chile goes through them. I used to do that for years and years, but now my man Chile has took that over. He goes through them and looks at, selects the best people, and that's what makes it so amazing. Is it is highly, highly selected, right?
Yeah, we have a lot of applications, but if we will take the dates off of the website whenever we're done selecting individuals for those courses. So if you still see a date and you really want it, well then apply. It's you may get in. We're just trying to select the right people. So if you still see a date on there, don't think that the course is already, it's too late. Just submit your application.
Roger that. And we got a race coming up.
Yep.
November 16th.
Yep.
Now that we all know that the world's not going to catch on fire and nobody's going to run out of money, everybody can go ahead. Well, actually, they only have a week.
10 days.
I was going to say they have a week to sign up, and we are close to our cap. So it's time to piss or get off the pot.
Yeah,
you know
if
what
you
I mean?
want to come run at the Mountain Mama Farms.
Or walk, or
Classic.
Or
or
ruck.
walk, or ruck.
Or you can
just,
crawl.
Just spend time with good people, or just be a fat and eat off the food trucks and make fun of the runners. Go ahead, sign up. And
Did you just invite the fats to our race?
Yes, I am. You know what? Now that Trump is going to be our next president, it's okay to be fat, man. Things are good. You don't have to be fit no more. I mean, you don't have to worry about Civil War. You don't have to worry about any, having to be trained, having to be good with your firearms or, you just Just need to focus on making money.
Spend all your money and get fat now that Trump's president.
See, things have changed. Things changed overnight. Welcome. So, Chili, what's
Yeah.
up, man?
How you doing?
Hey, buddy. So me and Aunt B just got back from San Antonio, Texas, and I am still wondering why people live in Texas.
Great state.
I can't
San
figure it.
Antonio was not near as bad as Houston. We didn't leave the city though. How do
Yeah,
we know?
But I've been in the outskirts of San Antonio, and I didn't like that either.
Oh, well.
But it's just hot, man. It's just hot and dusty, and construction is so loud. That city was so loud. You could, we're trying to sit outside and eat, and you can't even talk. You can't even have a conversation.
We were actually eating our sandwiches outside, and we got misted on. And I was like, "Where's that water coming from?" And there was somebody power washing the street. And when they power washed so close to us that the power wash liquid landed all over our sandwiches.
Don't ever say power wash again. It's
you ever-
pressure wash. That blasted Yankee.
What?
It is pressure wash.
Pressure wash.
Pressure, power,
Do you
same
say
thing.
asphalt or blacktop?
Look, is it an electric or a gas powered pressure wash? Because that's different.
It's all pressure wash.
If it's called pressure, if it's electric, if it's gas, it's power
The
washer.
pressure is because it's putting pressure to the water.
Yeah, but it depends
Not
on
how
the
it's
fuel, Corn.
If you
No,
shake
It
no, no, no.
depends on the fuel.
No.
If you shake up a Sprite, it's under power. It's not under pressure.
Hey, imagine how much more lucrative a pressure washing business is going to be when fuel prices come down this spring.
Oh, I know it. Yeah, it's gonna be big. son.
Imagine how much more money the pressure washers are going to be able to make this spring, because gas is going to be 99 cents a gallon
Be a
when
good
Big
business.
Daddy Trump taps that oil reserve, son, and that black gold starts spewing up out the ground.
That's right.
It's going to be like there will be blood. Black gold spewing out the ground, man, washing that pressure, driving that truck, coming down, delivering them groceries. Everything, the prices are coming down. Get ready for the reign of Big Daddy Trump. Things is about to get good. Prepare yourself. Get ready. Prepare yourself. Train hard. Make that money. You got one more chance. This is the last 4 years of America. You better get rich, because after this, it's all over. Big Daddy Trump's coming down the pipe. He's tapping that black gold Texas tea. Get it on up in the house. Take a breath. Take a breath. Getting hot up in here. Yeah, the Keystone Pipeline's getting busted out the ground, boy. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for the millennium?
Ooh, do you think Toyota will start making all gas powered
Oh
cars
yeah, he's
again?
shutting that down. That Big Daddy Trump shutting that
That we
electrical
won't have to do
vehicle
hybrid
down, man.
or electric vehicle.
They're
only.
bringing back they're bringing back the soot blowing diesel, son.
That's right.
Is going to come out and blow soot in these illegal Mexicans' face.
Baby,
They're going to be walking out of here with black teeth because the soot blowing diesel is coming back on your head.
He's too good at friends with Elon Musk to get rid of them electric.
Coming down, boy, and Tesla's going out of business.
Believe that.
All y'all bragging about your stinking electronic cars, you freaking turds. You've been going along with that whole agenda, electronic cars. You're going to get in that thing one day, and the CIA is going to take it over and drive you right to the headwaters of the FBI. They're going to take you and put you in prison, man. Y'all been following Eli Musk in his electronic cars. Big Daddy Trump shutting that crap down. We're going back to the 5'9" Cummins blowing soot in the face of Mexicans.
7'3", bub.
Mexicans.
Yeah.
I heard if you drive a Tesla long enough, you just automatically turn gay. Have y'all heard that?
I think you're semi-gay even if you're thinking about buying one. If you do buy one, you're
and if
you're
you
slap
ain't,
gay.
you missed a good chance to be gay.
Oh, y'all take your electric cars from Eli
your
Musk
friggin'
and shove it
electric
up your daggone bazonga. All right, San Antonio. What an awesome trip. So we have a good friend that's actually trained with us at the basic course at the Proving Grounds. I don't think Aaron's done a ROP course yet. But also our friend Aaron Witt. He has also done our advanced mission, the Alpine trip. So we've spent a lot of time with Aaron, but Aaron has a company called Build Wit. Or this conference was called the Dirt World Conference. And he has basically brought together all of the major players in the construction industry. And he's brought them together. He's teaching them how to leverage content and how to get new people, like young people, into that profession. And he's all about it, dude. He's an unbelievable guy. You guys should go follow him on Instagram. He also has a pretty big YouTube channel, I think, doesn't he, Chili? Yeah. What I don't even know what his YouTube channel is called. Maybe it's Dirt World or Build Wit. It may be Build Wit. Yeah. Makes a lot of really cool content, even if you're not in the construction industry. Do you follow him, Corn?
No, I don't.
Dude,
really professionally done. Yeah.
He posts like the biggest pieces of equipment that are like ever made, like these massive buckets that like a human is standing in the bucket and it looks like an ant.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I'm not even in that industry, and I'm like, whoa, that's really freaking cool, man. Right. So he's making that industry cool. Like he's making it attractive to young people to go into this industry and learn this trade and run this equipment, which is amazing, man, because a lot of times we forget because technology is so highly promoted as the sexiest thing. It's like that's what's making the world go round is these men that can get out here and build these roads, man. These men that can get out here and do the work that has to be done in order for us to live, and women, to live the style of life that we get to live here in America.
Right.
And he's making that great again.
That's awesome.
He's
Good
making
catch.
it great again.
Good catch on the women, Boo.
Yeah.
Good catch there.
Your women to vote.
We'll hit that later.
Yeah, we better hit that.
Anyways, Aaron had a big conference out there called Dirt World, and he hired me to come out and speak, which thank you, Aaron. That was a really cool opportunity. He had over 1,000 people there. But the coolest thing about this, and it's because of Aaron, because he hired me and my friend Jesse, and we got to speak back-to-back at this conference. Jesse spoke, and then I got up right after him. But the coolest part about this event was it was a full circle moment for me, and you don't get many of those in your life, right? So my good friend Jesse Itzler, and if you don't know Jesse, you should go follow him too. My good friend Jesse Itzler is what got us started into all of this, essentially. If you trace it back to like the very origins of 3 of 7 project and especially the speaking part, like the first time I ever got on stage was because Jesse invited me to one of his own personal events, and then he brought me up on stage in front of his audience, and instead of using that time to give his own speech, he interviewed me. And he was like, let's just try this, man. And if this is something you want to do, like if it's speaking, if it's something that you are interested in, let's give it a shot. And so he did that for me, man. And then he would just kind of encourage me along the way as we grew in speaking. Like, you know, he'd hit me up every couple of months and he'd be like, hey, Chad, it's time to raise your price on speaking, right? Hey, you know, you need to be able to do this without using notes. Like, okay, it's time to raise your price again. What are you pricing things at right now? And how are you doing? And how are you forming your message? Let me give you a little feedback. And he's just doing this out of the kindness of his heart, man. And this was the first time that Jesse and Jesse is one of the best speakers in the country, hands down. I mean, he is a master. This is the first time that him and I were ever hired to be at the same event together. And we didn't plan it. It wasn't something that we tried to make happen. And it was like, man, this is full circle, that now I am here and Jesse's opening and I get to follow him up. And like, this is the man who, like, quite literally, I mean, the grace of God is why we're here. But from a quite literal standpoint, how did God's grace work itself out in this realm was through Jesse. And like, his mentorship is why I'm here, and now I'm here with him. Like, that was so cool for me. And I don't know, it was just an awesome moment. You don't get many of those moments in your life. And there's something so special about Jesse. You guys know who I'm talking about. There are people out there who are at the very top of influence who owe their beginnings to Jesse, and they don't credit him. Like, but he doesn't care. He doesn't want the credit. Like, I tell him all the time, I'm like, dude, you realize how much of a part of me being where I am today is due and owed to you? I tell him that all the time. He doesn't care. He just blows it. Sometimes he won't even respond to it. I think it makes him uncomfortable. But what a special human being. Like, there are people out there that if I mention their name, every one of you would know who it was. They owe their start and their beginning and where they are today to that man. All right, we'll edit that out. He's just an awesome man, and I just want to shout him out and tell him thank you publicly. He probably won't listen to this, but if he ever did, I want to thank him publicly, and I want to encourage you guys to go and follow him because he's a really special person. That was a hard pull, wasn't it, Biscuit? That trip was a hard pull.
That's the first time I have gone that far from home and made it back home in 24 hours.
Yeah. And it was your first experience flying on a private jet.
Yes.
What'd you think about that?
That was very nice. That was very, very nice. That'll probably be my first and last experience ever flying on a private jet.
Well, that's because you're thinking way too small.
No, that's not what I'm thinking, but I'm not going to get into what I'm thinking.
I was actually talking to Chili about this the other day. Oh, just a couple days ago. And I want to share this with you guys who are listening before I kick it over to the news for Chili. When you go and fly on a private jet, it's a whole nother level. Like, it opens up this window into, whoa, okay, there's another level. Like, it's quite the experience.
I just had a moment on there with Jesse that I could not believe that was our life. Like, I could not believe we were sitting on a private jet flying across the country on a day trip. Like, just thinking about where you and I started, living in a 400 square foot house or shack. And it's just weird. It's just weird. Like,
it's been a long road.
Overwhelming gratitude, but so much gratitude that, like, something just feels off. Does that make sense? It's like, this isn't real. This isn't our life. Like, we don't belong here. This is not. Yeah, it just felt, it was cool. It was really neat. But
So here's what I want to share with the listener. The reason why that experience is so, I think, important to have an experience like that, to experience something that's on a whole nother level.
Paradigm shifting.
Yeah. The reason that's so important and why you want to do that is because you can't want those things until you experience them. Like, if you've never experienced that, you can't even set that as a goal. You know what I mean? You just can't do it. But when you do experience it, all of a sudden it becomes this thing that you can then set as a goal for yourself, right? Of like, man, I would really like to travel this way more often. And so then it becomes this goal, but if you haven't done that before, you can't even want it. And I just think that we shouldn't avoid trying to experience things or trying to do things that are way outside the boundaries of our imagination. We shouldn't avoid those things because we simply don't think that will ever be a reality for us. Like that'll never be how I'll travel. So why would I even do that? Like, why would I even want to experience that? Because that'll never be me. Like, don't live that way, man. It's okay to want things in life, and it's good to have goals in life. And as you go in life, you're going to reach certain points, and I feel like I have hit one of these points where you basically have everything that you can imagine having, but you don't have everything. You just have everything that your brain can imagine wanting to have, right? But there's so much more. And so when you hit that point where you pretty much have achieved everything that you could imagine achieving for yourself, if you don't then go and experience bigger and better things, you're just going to stall out. You're just going to stall out, man. You're going to stop innovating. You're going to stop thinking of why do I even want to grow? I can't imagine having anything bigger, right? But when you experience that thing, it's like, okay, there's more work to do. Like, let's actually go, man. Let's keep working hard. Let's set a new goal for ourselves and for the lifestyle that we live with the time that we have, right? And so a lot of people will take this as like, oh, you're freaking greedy and money hungry. And it's not about that, man. It's just about having something out there that helps drive you in an upward direction when things just start to get dull, right? That's really what it's about. It's just to keep you out there in the fight, to doing good things instead of just kind of fading away. So it's a cool experience, and I want us to travel like that one day because I want you guys to be able to experience the same thing. And so we're going to do that one day. We're going to take a trip somewhere on a private flight just so we can experience it. That's a goal. That's a goal that I have now to provide that experience to you guys.
Blake will never let you pay for that.
Well, it's a goal that I have. Yeah. So, and Blake needs to
just have the jet. We'll just have the jet. Y'all thinking about being able
it right up the road up here?
Y'all thinking about Andres just commented, said he'll fly the plane.
That would be awesome, dude. Wouldn't that be awesome?
I would freaking private flying sketchy. I'd want Andres to fly.
We'll just buy the jet.
I feel like them things are going to go down.
Can I tell?
Have Andres hire him on as our full-time pilot.
Yeah, I don't know that I'd fly private if it wasn't Andres.
Look, Chili, in San Antonio? Yes.
Yeah.
We were walking up to the plane, and there was this huge storm in the background. It was nighttime, and I was following all of them, and there's just flashes of lightning and all. And I turned to Alex. I was like, "This is like, this is he making fun of me?" No. I was like, "This is the beginning of like a movie where we all go down and die." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The wind's whipping. We're walking across. Yeah, it was.
How it looks every time you fly private. I mean, I've never flown private, but I've seen I've seen other people fly private, and that's
like
how
Virginia.
It's kind of like Virginia.
Yeah. When you're talking about when things get dull and stuff, you begin to feel like a big fish in a small little pond.
Yeah, yeah.
That's how I felt before I come to work over here. Now I feel like a small fish in the great big ocean. But back to what you were saying, like you didn't think you should be there, like, whoa, what are we doing? That's how I felt when we went to First Form.
Yeah.
And back to what you said, remember in the group text, y'all probably remember, you was like, we're going to St. Louis, who I was going, and I was like, I don't think I'm going. And you was like, yeah, you probably should go, you know, because I didn't want to go. Like, I like being in Georgia. I'm comfortable here, and I don't know nothing. But when I seen those arches and then walked in that locker room, I was like, holy smokes, dude! Like this is real.
Yeah.
Like those arches are real. You know, it always tripped me out. Years ago, me and the boys come up and turkey hunted, and you and Blake turkey hunted. We turkey hunted at your place on a Sunday. And like at 11:30, 12 o'clock, we'd come back to your house and was talking to you. Was like, I'm about to fly to Maine. And I was like, oh, that's cool. When you going? You're like, here in a minute. And I was like, you're about to fly to Maine right now? Me and the boys talked about that all the way home. Like, he turkey hunted that morning, then he's flying to Maine. Like, what kind of life is that? So I think it happens in chapters.
It does.
You know what I mean? Like one, and it may seem small to some other, but for me, going to St. Louis and then First Form was y'all's flying in the private jet.
Yeah, man. Yeah, if you can put yourself in a position where you have those moments where you're like, whoa, I don't feel like I belong here, like that is perfect.
Yeah.
Like I had a moment on that trip. We flew there first class.
We did. Ooh, we sat in the very front of the plane. That was the first time that's ever happened in my life.
You have to do
front
this stuff
seat.
on purpose, by the way, if you want to keep growing. Like, we flew there first class. We had the experience of the speech in front of thousands of people. Then we go and get on a private jet and fly home all in one day. And
we hung out with Jesse and Sal.
And Sal Frisilla, yeah. And so I had this moment where we land back in Atlanta at Hartsfield, but we go into like the private terminal, right? And it's late at night. It's like midnight. And we're walking into this private little terminal right off the jet. And I'm behind this guy named D-Wiz. Dwayne, Jesse's DJ that he brings on his speeches. And D-Wiz, he's been a DJ for like, what'd he say, like 25?
Longer than, I think he said 30-something
30-something
Not
years.
as long as DJ Terry D, but anyway.
He's traveled all over the world, right, with these big artists. And I'm walking behind this dude, walking into this private terminal. And I'm like, holy crap, man. Like, this feels like mega star status. Like when you think about really stars, whether it's a musician or a performer, or like this is how they live.
Right.
Like they'll go somewhere and then they're back and they're, it's like, man, this is wild that this is me walking into this private terminal behind these dudes who've been doing this their whole life, who are like at the top. And this is me. It's freaking weird, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I had that moment where I was like, oh, this is, and it's just this weird little moment in time that it's strange. It's hard to explain. It doesn't last long. It just kind of hits you and then you just move through it.
But where does that kind of stuff stop, those experiences? I figured that's how you end up in a submarine that some dude built going down and it gets crumbled up.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
You're
and
exactly
you pay like
right.
$2 million to do it. You know? Like where does those type of experiences just keep ending?
That's
it
my
seems
thought,
like it could
Corn.
become addictive.
Like, I have zero. I thought flying private was the coolest thing ever, but I feel like I would want to put my money towards other things if I ever hit that point. Do you know what I mean? Unless you had to, for like Chad's sake, to get somewhere and get back for work. But like, I like what you're saying, like, and I like what you said, Boo, about setting, like, using those things to drive you. But that is a great question. Like, how far do you take it? You know, like.
Yeah, well, in all of this, I think it must be said that you have to be very, very aware of what's happening to who you are.
Yeah.
In the midst of all of this. Like, if this is the path that you have been chosen to walk, like it's really easy to lose yourself in it. And I'll be quite honest with you guys. I've had many moments over the last 5 years where I've realized that, crap, I've lost myself. Like, whoa, who am I? Like, this isn't who I am at my core anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm supposed to evolve. I'm supposed to grow. I'm supposed to have goals, and my life should look different 5 years from now than it does right now. But you have to be so aware of that. And you really have to, in the midst of this stuff, you have to be honest with yourself, and you have to be really seeking the Lord in the midst of all this stuff. And I think you have to also be willing, or you have to be okay. And this is really hard. And I don't know to what extent we can truly be honest with ourselves, but you have to be okay with saying, I could lose all of this, and that's fine.
Yeah.
And I would just start again.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
But man, you want to talk about constant awareness? Constantly seeking the Lord, staying in the Word on a daily basis, praying on a daily basis. And even then, you're going to get outside the line sometimes. But for sure, if you're putting all of those things on the back burner, all of the most important things surrounding faith, if you're putting those things on the back burner to chase these things that we're talking about right now, you will completely lose yourself and who you are.
Yeah.
Like for me, the best way to picture this is reminding myself that the most precious possession that I have ever been given and that I will ever be given and that I will ever possess is my faith in Christ. Like reminding myself of that constantly. I've been thinking so much about the parable, and I actually used it in my speech at Dirt World. The parable where Jesus says, the kingdom of God is like a man who's plowing a field and he finds a precious gem in the field. And I'm paraphrasing now. But he finds this precious stone out in this field that he's plowing, and he leaves the field and he goes home and he sells everything that he has in order to go back and buy that field. I've been thinking so much about that. Like, that parable is so real to me. It's like this hope that I have because of my knowledge of the gospel of Jesus Christ and the faith that I've been given, this hope that I have because of those things, that is that precious gem that man found in that field. And I would sell, give away, or walk away from everything that I have before I lost that.
Right, yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah, man. It was a powerful weekend. It really was. It was exhausting, but good for me at the time and place that I am in life right now. Yeah. So I'm thankful for it. Yeah, and I'm glad you were there, Biscuit, because that private flight would have never happened if you wouldn't have been there.
Yeah, we had to do some major logistics.
She is like the mega travel assistant. Like when I travel with her, like I don't have to do anything but my job that I came there to do.
That's his vision when he travels with us and we fall
Dude,
short.
I'm serious, man. Like she takes care of every single detail. Like
That's awesome.
food, travel, room, rental, like every detail. And all I have to do is just what I went there to do. And man, that allows me to do so much better at what I went there to do. I mean, it really does. It changes everything.
I can't stand you right now.
That's what people can't see. People hear you saying this and they can't see all of us exchanging. Everyone's glaring at me because I guess they're saying that when you travel with them, they don't do that for you.
I cost $120,000 mistake in 30 minutes in Chad's mind one time on the interstate.
Wait, what?
And we all had to hear an hour lecture about how me and Blake, but mainly me, cost the company $120,000
What?
because we got caught in a little bit of traffic.
4 hours worth
at
of
11
traffic.
o'clock at night.
I value my time at $30,000 an hour.
Oh.
Yeah, so every hour lost is 30 grand.
Well, I would suggest you guys start caring more about the company and Chad's needs, and maybe you guys should start trying a little harder.
I would suggest him quit
You
being
travel.
a freaking baby.
now there's some truth to that. Now there's some truth to that. It's not. No, I mean for real. It's not these guys' jobs to serve me the way you serve me. That's not their job. They have other responsibilities.
Being a baby.
They have they have jobs, and part of their job is not to make it to where I don't have to think about anything. Like if I want that, I've got to hire someone who that is their job, right? And that's the reality of it. So that's not at my expectations for these guys ever. You know.
Blake's
$20,000
making an awful
mistake.
strange. Wait, let me go over to. Blake's making an awful strange face back here, Boo. I don't know if he believes you.
Oh, I believe him. I was just thinking about Chili not picking restaurants on that last trip we took to Indiana.
So mad. That's his only job.
That makes Blake madder than it makes me.
I taught him a lesson.
You remember we come through? What's that town we came through right there in Kentucky? Or was it
Louisville.
Yeah, Louisville. And we were about an hour outside of it, and Chad said, "We're not stopping in Louisville."
Didn't y'all wait? So when I'm not around, y'all ate dinner at Walmart, didn't you?
We did.
Y'all
Yes.
ate dinner at Walmart.
Yes, they bought a tub of rancid chicken salad at Walmart and ate it on
Good, son. That's
and ate it on crackers.
So when Chad,
was good.
I stayed for a minute of Chad's speech, and then I left and drove 30 minutes to this fancy salad place and got him a steak salad and some stuff, and then came back and was ready to escort him out of the building
that's
when
good.
he finished.
We stayed through the speech to support him. The whole time.
That's another thing.
And
We
plus
don't
we're
leave.
watching, making sure no crazy jumps up and tries
That
to
is true.
attack
And you
him.
left him?
Security.
Yeah, I leave during the speeches to take care of business.
That's bad.
I had to go back up.
That is what a wife should do.
That's a $300,000 mistake.
Well, it didn't cost any time, so it wasn't a
Right.
monetary mistake.
It
Now,
does-
You can't really get around the fact that you lost the company $120,000. I know you're trying to make it okay, but you really can't get around that.
It does take quite the team to keep me going, that's for sure.
I have a question.
Yeah.
See if you guys knew this. We saw the Alamo. What was the Alamo? Who was battling who?
Davy Crockett.
That's one person. I'm asking who was battling who. Does anyone know? The Alamo.
How about anybody listening? Do you guys know who was the Battle of the Alamo
Freaking
between?
Davy Crockett against 1,000,000 Mexicans. That's who it was.
What?
In the freaking Alamo.
We
Take
were
back the
we were wrong.
Hank
Yep.
Hill.
Yep. Somebody, Mr. Joker said it.
I wasn't
the
wrong.
Texians versus the Mexicans. I
That's
thought
what I said. Davy Crockett versus 1,000,000 Mexicans.
I thought
But who
it
were
was,
the Texians?
Texas wasn't part of the United States yet. So the Texians, we don't know who they were, and we didn't have time to look into it further. But
Aaron Brown said the Taliban.
the Taliban versus the Mexicans.
Oh my gosh. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys today about my experience from the weekend. Hope you got something out of it. Chili, what's going on in the news, Bubba?
Very slow news day. Anyway, it's a very slow day in national news. We've got our local correspondent, Cornbread, here with local news in Dallas, Georgia. I think he has some news.
Did Georgia go red?
Well, in boys soccer, the River Falls advances to the D2 sectional title game. That's some sports news and national news. That was a big event over the weekend.
Night.
That was a big upset.
It was.
men's
yeah.
soccer.
Good night. Yeah.
Alabama football, there was no goalpost torn down. They had a bye last week. National news. That's all I've got. Cornbread, local news.
Well, local Georgia news in Dooley County, the cotton harvest is in full swing, son. I mean, them jokers was harvesting cotton at 10 o'clock at night. 10 o'clock at night. And the DNR is still investigating the gangway failure on Sapelo Island, where 7 people fell
What?
and died. 20
No
total.
way.
20 total people fell, but 7 people lost their life.
What?
Yeah,
On
they were all
Sapelo?
elderly too.
No, there was
Yeah.
tourists.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Some sort of slave.
Yeah, so they was going to. Evidently, a lot of those people that live on that island are descendant of slaves, so they was having some slave celebration or something of that nature, and those people were coming for that celebration.
dang.
And the gangway for the dock collapsed, and 20 people fell into the water, and 7 people died.
That's terrible.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's not good. I mean,
That was depressing.
yeah, that's terrible news, man.
that's local news, Bubba.
Can we acknowledge though that, I mean, traditionally black people cannot swim very well?
That seems
Ain't
to be my
nobody
experience.
touching that one.
Yeah. I had a classmate in Buds, really good dude, amazing guy. He was our I think he was our only black guy in our class. He had the terriblest trouble in the water.
Yeah.
But this joker was strong as a freaking ox, dude. I'm talking about strong as an ox. But he sunk like a brick, man. He almost got dropped from training because
Buoyancy.
that's what it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're so dense with muscle. And that's how this guy was. I'm not going to mention his name because I don't know if he's still in or not, but he almost got kicked out of training because you have to do at the beginning of second phase, you have to tread water with the scuba tanks on your back for 5 minutes. And he was so dense that he just could not stay above water for 5 minutes with them tanks on his back.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's just the way it is, man.
Well, in world news, astronauts have returned to the U.S. from a 6-month-long space mission. Did you know that?
I didn't.
How about that?
They were at the space station.
No, yeah.
Have you heard about the people in Trinidad and Tobago? They're going to send a rocket to the sun.
Whoa.
Well, that's probably not a good idea.
Well, Bill Gates said he was going to send a rocket to the sun.
Well,
He said he was going to.
everybody-
He said to combat global warming, he was going to shoot missile at the sun that had particles in it that was going to decrease the heat.
Well, everybody,
chemtrails.
everybody told him you're not going to be able to do that because it's going to melt, right?
Yeah.
And they said we're not going in the day.
We're going at
in the night.
That's a good one.
You get it, babe?
You sure that wasn't Ted Turner?
Oh, that's the people in Trinidad and Tobago,
Just so the missile to the sun wouldn't melt if you do it at night.
right? Because it's not out.
Right.
Yeah.
Be pretty big.
I want to know if you guys listen up, viewers. I want to know if you're ready for the next 4 years of Big Daddy Trump. Are you ready to grow? Are you ready to get rich? Are you ready for it to rain money on your head? Are you ready to be able to get free gasoline being pumped out of the ground by the million barrels a day? Are you ready to take over the world and end all world? Kill the China. Down with Iran. Kill the Iran. Take them down, end all of the wars. Donald Trump. With Russia. Are you ready for the next 4 years of Big Daddy Trump? Yes, they're ready. Jobs, steak and eggs, French fries, free McDonald's. Oil.
People gonna be putting oil on their hamburgers.
Kid Rock.
Oil in your tea.
All the stuff Kid Rock sings about. people are ready. The people are ready. Good night. Good night.
Bye-bye, NATO.
In other world news, did you guys know that the finless porpoise is going to be extinct by 2025 if we don't do something about it?
Well,
Wonder it ain't drowned to
What's
death
that-
and ain't got now fins.
hold on. Hold on.
Sinks down to the
What's
bottom.
that guy's name that Trump is putting in charge of everything? Ronald Kennedy?
J.D. Vance?
No, Kennedy. Ronald Kennedy.
Ronald?
What's his name?
Robert.
Ronald
Ron-
Kennedy? No, it's not.
Robert.
Ronald.
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 Look, do you seen it on the news? Hold on. I'm
Ronald
getting
Kennedy.
sick of this. He created the Avengers, they call it. It's Donovan Trump, Ronald Kennedy Jr. Hold on. Eli Musk
Eli Musk?
and Terry Gabbard.
We haven't even talked about Terry Gabbard.
Terry Gabbard.
What is up with her? Because she does look like a freaking X-Man.
Yeah.
She's got this gray strip of hair in her hair.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You, dude,
Like
you,
storms.
come on, man. You know she dyes that. I mean, give me a freaking break, dude. But it's the WWE, man. It's the WWE. He has put together the NWO, son.
Ronald
Terry
Kennedy.
Gabbard, Ronald Kennedy, Eli Musk, and what's
Donovan Trump.
Donovan Trump.
That's four. That's the four horsemen.
The
son.
freaking NWO, son.
What's up?
I mean, they rolling.
DJ Vance.
But Ronald Kennedy will take care of that porpoise, okay?
He will?
Yeah,
Environmental guy.
Yeah, he's looking out for. He's going to sue somebody about that porpoise.
I had never heard it. Where's that porpoise stay at?
The
Where's
finless porpoise. I reckon he stays
Well,
in
you
the
know
ocean.
they had a porpoise that it was like a beluga whale that was used by the Russians as a spy whale.
That's not this.
No, I'm saying, well, forget what you're talking about. It was a spy whale, and it showed up dead in the waters of Norway.
Catch it spine again.
His fine days are over.
Well,
Spy whale.
You can bet though, with Ronald Kennedy, he is going to have this environment pristine.
Will you reach out to him about chemtrails, babe?
He's going to fix that. He's going to sue so many people. He's going to have your food. Look, you no longer have to be responsible for yourself. You no longer have to have personal responsibility. In other words, when you go to the grocery store, it's not going to be on you anymore to look at the ingredients in the food that you are buying and then make decisions for yourself what you are going to eat and what you are not going to eat, because Ronald Kennedy is coming in and he's going to blot out the chemicals from your
Pesticides.
food. He's going to sue every pesticide head. He's going to make sure that you've got the cleanest vegetables, the cleanest cereal. No more dyes. He's going to make sure that the Coca-Cola is done. He's going to make sure that everything that you consume is healthy for you. You no longer have to have any personal responsibility for yourself, because the government of the Avengers is here to save you. Woo! You no longer have to work hard. You no longer have to think. Money's going to be flowing. Things are going to be healthy. Cancer's banned. Sickness is banned. Obesity's banned. Everything's banned. You don't even have to work hard to not be fat anymore.
right. The only bands is the rubber band man, son.
Make cola clean. Cola clean.
Yeah.
What is cola?
Yeah, I don't
throw his
freaking
energy.
know.
You're throwing his energy off.
Well, no. So Eli Musk, you've talked a lot about Eli Musk. How much money does he have? People keep saying he's rich.
I don't know how much money Elon Musk has.
How much money does he have? Seriously.
He must have a lot.
Really? Do you know, Brooke?
No.
Look, Elon.
Billions.
Look,
$1 billion? Like $1 billion?
everybody
Billions.
can
More than my dad made in his lifetime.
Billions.
everybody can relax now, because Elon Musk is going to come in and he's going to make.
He's gonna wipe your butt for
he
you.
is
That's
gonna
what he's gonna
make
do.
this government so efficient There's going to be no waste at all. Elon Musk is coming in. You guys relax, man. Y'all been worried about this national debt. Y'all been worried about all this, government excess and all this stuff. Elon Musk is coming, man.
Department of Government Efficiency.
He going to save you, man.
Doge.
Yeah. All y'all take a breath. Focus on yourself. You don't have to be responsible for yourself anymore. You're going to be good to go. I don't know how much money the feller has. I don't know nothing about this feller.
Sounds like it's $1 billion.
Yeah, I have no idea.
One my dad made in his lifetime.
But I know he's coming to clean up the government.
Blake just Googled it. It says he's worth $259.9 billion.
Good.
No, that's Elon Musk. We don't.
Oh.
That's a different
No,
guy.
Elon Musk.
Yeah. He's worth like 40,000. I think he works at the food line.
Food lines.
This podcast is really lacking depth for me.
I disagree. This is what last night should have been.
Well, I'm waiting on
It is.
I'm waiting on Chili's news.
Dang.
We've just delivered the news. We had local
Is there
correspondent news.
any news about Marjorie Taylor Greene?
No.
You know, she texted me all day yesterday.
What'd she say?
Let me see. Marjorie Taylor Greene texted me all day yesterday.
Called in last night.
Yeah, she called into the show last night. All right, these are all the texts Marjorie sent me yesterday. She's begging me to get out and vote. She told me where my nearest polling location was. She sent me another text and said, Democrats are fighting hard to turn Georgia blue. If that happens, we lose. She told me I must vote. And if I already voted, I need to grab my friends and my family and drag them to the polls. Flood the polls. Here's another text Marjorie sent me yesterday.
The poll.
Here's a text Marjorie sent me. She actually sent me a picture of her and Trump together. Look.
Yeah.
She sent me a picture of her and Trump
At Aventine.
hanging out together.
It's at the airport up there.
This was toward the end of the day, and this is actually what made me decide to send my wife to the poll. She said there's only a few hours until the poll closes. She said she told me Northwest Georgia was falling behind, and she was actually talking to President Trump and that he was depending on me. It's right here in the text.
On her?
No, President Trump was depending on me.
Whoa.
And if I already voted, she's telling me again, grab all my friends and tell them to go vote. The election is not over, and we are not guaranteed to win. So she texted me all day
Did you text her back and say that
yesterday.
you're not even registered to vote? Did you text her back and let her know that?
He registered you.
That he refused to register?
He let you.
I allowed you to register, boo.
You want to have this conversation?
We covered that on the
So
show
I
last
went to
night.
bed last night while
pulled
y'all
through
did this
for it, bub.
podcast, and I heard that you said you voted through me last night. Do you want to explain that to me a little better?
Well-
because how I remember it was yesterday, you were sitting on the couch on Instagram, and I walked in and I said, I'm not going to take a nap. I'm going to go vote. And you said, you're going to vote?
Hey,
Vote. And then I walked out the door and said, love you, and I left. That's how I remember things happening. But if you want to explain to me what you're talking about, this whole you sent me to vote in your steed.
somebody said Miss Green had been reelected, but there was nobody running against her, right?
Yeah, I can't remember his name. Dang it. Who was running against Marjorie Taylor? I can't remember
He
her
had no
name.
chance. I didn't pay attention to
Yeah,
that
he only
freaking
got like
dweeb.
30-something%.
You ain't gonna beat Marjorie.
No.
You ain't gonna beat Marjorie.
No. Marjorie's got this on lock for a good minute.
She'll stay in
Period.
that seat for
yeah,
40
good.
years.
Yeah,
Oh
good
yeah.
minute.
She ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
She has got it locked down. But that she took the time out of her day to text me yesterday
Over and over
meant a
again.
lot to me. Over and over again, it really did.
Doesn't appear you text her back.
She's
No, I
she's
didn't
a woman
wanna-
of the people. Bro.
Yeah, I didn't want to bother her. I mean, I figured she was taking the time out of her day to text me, and I didn't want to bother her by texting her back. So I just appreciated that. It's coming, guys. The next 4 years, this is it. This is your opportunity. Oh, Christians, you're never going to have to vote again.
Correct.
All of you Christians that voted in this election, you're never going to have to vote again. Did you think about that? It's the last time.
Because it'll be fixed.
Yeah, everything's gonna be fixed.
Yep.
Man, I'm looking forward to
Big
this.
Daddy's at the helm, son.
Man, I'm looking forward to this.
The salge on it.
Well, see,
He's about to get it, son.
oh, I want to let you guys know too.
Again.
Before we move into the next segment and the next topic, this episode is brought to you by our partner at Barbell Apparel. And I actually have on my ultralight joggers today because it is that time of season. No, I have the 1 mile out version on.
Oh, yeah.
So if you guys, again, if you're thinking about getting in shape, you know, because Trump's going to be president now, let's get in shape.
Sounds like a good time to be fat, but
Well, no, Ronald Kennedy is,
that's true.
he's not going to put up with that. If you're looking at getting in shape, one of the good things you can do is get out and start running or walking, all right? And it's cooling off right now, and our partners at Barbell Apparel makes a lightweight pair of joggers. They're like running pants. They got pockets in them. They're lightweight. They are form-fitted to your leg. They're not baggy. I actually used them for the majority of my 250-mile run at Cocodona. But Barbell doesn't only make fitness apparel. They also make everyday type clothing, from collared shirts to T-shirts to jeans. Their jeans are totally unique. They're stretchy. They're athletic cut. They move with your body. They're super comfortable. They make a really great lineup of covert pants that are awesome out on the range, super lightweight, and don't really restrict your movement, just comfortable. So check them out at barbellapparel.com. We've been partners with them for quite a while now, and I promise you're not going to be disappointed with their gear, and they stand behind their products too. They've got great warranties on all of their products, and yeah, if you don't like them, it's not going to be a problem if you want to send them back, but you're probably not going to want to send them back. So barbellapparel.com. Thank you guys for making this show possible, and for being such an awesome partner with us here at 307 Project for such a long time. Barbellapparel.com.
They got an early access Black Friday deal going on right now. I don't know all the terms of it or what exactly is on sale or not, but go check it out.
I'm going to go and tell you, it's big.
If you want a deal.
It's big.
Early access Black Friday.
What are you laughing about, Biscuit?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't hear anything.
He's giving you a chance.
All
Take it.
I hear is that's what I just heard. Did anyone understand what he just said to me?
I heard him.
What did he
I
say?
said, what are you laughing about, Biscuit?
He
Well-
said, what are you laughing about?
Thank you for clarifying that, Blake.
He's giving you a chance to talk.
I sent a picture of the finless porpoise that's going to be endangered in 2025 to Cornbread, and he drew a fin on it and sent it back to me. So that's what I'm laughing at.
Fixed him.
Good night.
Do you want to own up to your lies yet, or are you just going to ignore that?
CB, what we got from Patreon today, man?
You're gonna like this one, bub.
If
You're
you-
gonna like this.
All right, and if you guys don't know what Patreon is, it is a private platform where we host special content, to include a show called Resurrected, which is 3 Sundays a month, where we have a live call and we teach a biblical message. That's about an hour long, 3 Sundays a month at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We also drop a lot of behind-the-scenes content on Patreon, and it's just an awesome community over there. But once a week, we take a question from one of our patrons to discuss here on the podcast. So, Cornbread, what do we got from patrons?
I've been saving this one for a little bit. This is from Rent Collector, and it says, "Do you, Chad, ever reflect on how great of a mentor you have been to Blake? I have 2 sons, and I can only hope my older spends time with and works toward bettering his younger brother like you have. I remember when Blake never ran. Blake was the weaker brother. Blake has always been a good shot, but Seal good? You have really rubbed off on him, and I see it and appreciate the example you set. Blake is pretty much beating you in all the competitions. It wasn't like that before. Now, Chili, on the other hand, you have work to do with him, Chad. Look at CB, he's a new man. Love you all."
Who sent that?
Rent collector.
Rent collector.
Wow.
That's a great, that's a great
so
question,
bizarre.
rent collector. And to clarify something, when you see Blake beat me at competitions, that's because that's actually part of my mentorship gift to him. All right. For him to keep growing, this part of that process is allowing him to win sometimes. All right. It goes back to the conversation we were having earlier today. You have to experience what it is like to win before you can start really winning on a regular occasion. Right. So that's what's happening when you see that. But it's Blake and I, our relationship has been interesting over the years because I think that maybe a lot of you guys, your perception of us is because you always see me front and center and I got the loudest mouth and I'm always talking the most on the podcast and, all of this stuff. You might kind of think that I am the one who has kind of just been the mentor for Blake throughout the years, but it's actually been equally mutual because the interesting thing about Blake and I is I would say Blake is a totally different person than I am. So we're in terms of what he's good at, right? And just kind of how he ticks. But like we don't share a lot of similarities in terms of how we think about things, like or how we execute things or what we're good at, right? He's good at totally different things than I am good at, right? And so we've actually mentored each other equally throughout the years, and we have held each other accountable, and we've also, I hope he would say the same about me, we also pick up the slack for each other in the areas that we know that we're not so good at, right? And that maybe we're never going to get good at because that's not our job to get good at that thing. It's our job to do the job that we are good at doing, right? So I think the mentorship's been interesting. But another strange thing about my relationship with Blake that you might not know is that when I was in the Navy for all those years, I would see Blake maybe once a year. I mean, some years I wouldn't even see him for a whole year. And we would still talk to each other on the phone. But when I moved back here to Georgia, it took us a really long time to learn how to be in relationship with each other in person. Like we could have a good conversation on the phone, even when I moved back to Georgia. But then when we would see each other face to face, it was like awkward conversation because we were so used to just talking to each other on the phone. So it's been over the last 5 years of us working together, our relationship together has constantly grown. I mean, to the point now that I can confidently say that my brother Blake is my best friend in the world. And I'm very thankful for him. But we had to work at it. We've had to forgive each other many, many times. We've had to be patient with each other many, many times, and we still have to. And that is equal back and forth, right? And that's the way it works. So if you're the older brother, don't think that you're going to have it all figured out because, at least in my case, that's not the way it's been. So thank you for that question, or I guess that was a question.
Rent collector's a good troll.
Yeah, he is.
He's pretty good.
He is. He's been trolling long,
He's
son.
decent troll.
He's been trolling long, for sure. All right.
You fell for that, Corn.
Yeah.
We got anything else? Got anything else?
Do you want to talk about your lies and how you feel guilty that you didn't vote yesterday?
Baby, I'm not going to reveal to you the depths or the levels that I am able to subconsciously manipulate you. All right.
If you feel guilty because you've been saying don't vote for 2 years, and now you're feeling a little like I made a mistake.
I never told anybody not to vote. I have
said-
never told
You said it
anybody
was
not to vote.
stupid. You said it. You said you're stupid if you vote.
Yeah, but you just said he told people not to vote.
I have
You're right.
never
You're
told
right. He
didn't
anyone
say
not
that.
to vote.
Okay, but still, you got to feeling a little self-conscious about that yesterday. So
No,
then you told
boo-boo.
people you voted through me when you didn't even know I was going to vote.
Baby.
And I heard there was some sexist remarks on the end.
The
I haven't
depths.
listened to it yet, but
The depths.
I heard there was some sexist remarks. I just
Look,
need you to own up to it. What
there
did you
is no
say?
such word as sexist when Donald
Sepsis.
Trump is in power. There is no such word as sexist. Do you know how he used Stormy Daniels? Do you know how Big Daddy Trump used Stormy Daniels like a rag doll, son? There ain't no such thing as sexist when Big Daddy Trump is in power. This is the era of the man. This is the era of man.
All the stuff Kid
Well-
Rock sings about.
I just want to set the record straight between Chad and Brooke. How Chad said is how he handles Brooke, but she doesn't like people to know it. And so
Yeah.
the thing, she's on here like fighting this, like, I don't want people to know we're like this. And Chad's not giving into it today for some reason, but that is how things work. Like, she comes to him for everything. And like, can I go vote for us? Can I do that for you? And I know you probably told her, don't waste your time, but it was something she really wanted to do, and you was gracious with her and allowed her to go do that. And
Well, it's a
So-
little more complex than that, Blake. But
yeah,
it's
I mean,
something that you
for
know
the
that
listeners to be able to.
when you can execute a plan like that to the point that the person who's involved in the plan doesn't even know they're part of the plan.
It's always good to tell them afterwards that they were involved in the plan.
That's like a year's worth of work, man. All right. That's like a year's worth of work. Just dropping little things here and there, just dropping something here, and just knowing that it's working on them subconsciously. They don't even know. They don't know it's working on them, but you do.
You as wise as a serpent, bub.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Big.
yeah, this is the era of man. I'm sorry, ladies, but Donald Trump is now in power.
Get back on them pots and pans.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Corn, what's
You
going to happen
guys-
to Israel?
Y'all are out of control.
It's going to simmer down.
Okay.
But he ain't in there yet.
Who's he?
Big Daddy Trump.
Who?
Big Daddy Trump.
Donovan.
Yeah.
Donovan.
Gotta wait till January. Yeah.
You think he had Stormy over last night to celebrate?
He done threw that doll away, son.
You guys, y'all are terrible today. Y'all all need a freaking attitude adjustment. Every single one of you.
Man.
Boo, I ain't making you dinner for the rest of the week. You can freaking piss off with your lies.
Well, baby,
You heard me.
I will cook for you.
No, you
every
won't.
night.
You'll sit on the couch and sulk when you get back from deer hunting and say, I'm so hungry. What are we going to eat?
Is that what I did last night?
No, but I was busy.
Exactly.
That's rare.
I am here to serve you, boo boo.
Well, I'm here to tell you.
My main
I
mission
am
in
not
life.
cooking you dinner if you keep on with these lies.
My main
You
mission
know what?
in life
All
is to
four
serve
of y'all.
you.
All four of y'all gang up on me.
Trump's in power, boo. You can't win. Trump is in power.
Did he win?
You could get by.
Yeah.
Yeah, he whooped.
was in.
He won?
Yeah, he would.
Landslide victory.
So y'all,
It's too big to rig.
He won?
so y'all are saying that
Wow.
that women are going to move down a notch now that
I
Trump's
would
in power.
be surprised if women are still even allowed to vote in 4 years.
They better not be.
It would surprise me.
They're not moving down. They're going back to where they should have been the whole time.
I'll be so pissed if women can vote. The whole point of getting him in there was for this, to freaking repeal that.
Y'all keep on. Keep on. What other comment do you have, babe? Go ahead.
Baby, I'm good.
Y'all
I
want to
didn't
move to
say
talking about
anything.
women in the church? Because I'm
ahead.
here for the conversation.
Keep bowing up the last few months of Biden's reign.
Yeah,
Next year,
baby,
what?
you can't
Big
win.
Mama Kamala can't save you now.
You can't win. Trump is in power, son. The era of woman is over.
January 20th, you better shut your mouth.
Yep. Sorry, Biscuit. You're going to like it, though. You're going to like it. Because Trump knows what's best for you.
You like it or lump it.
Yeah. Trump knows what's best for you. Blake, we got any super chats?
Oh, yeah. You know we do.
Wow.
Robert E. Lee.
Wow.
We had Oscar S117 coming in $1.99. Said, thanks to Almighty God for President Trump.
Thank you, Oscar.
Thank you,
Oscar.
Marty Bingham, $4.99, number one. I finally sold enough scrap metal to pay for the Mountain Mama race entry. I'm going to send it in when I get off work tonight.
Heck yeah, Marty.
Thank you, Marty.
I'm looking
Marty.
forward to
Thank
seeing
you.
you, Marty.
You better wear his overalls.
Tara
You know he
Rowland, $20. All the people from the liberal states have tried to turn North Carolina into a blue state, but when you look at the map by county, it's only Asheville, Boone, Charlotte, Raleigh. That's blue. Everything else is red. South Carolina the same way.
Yeah, it's everywhere like that. Every single state is like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, what was her name?
Tara Rowland.
Thank you, Tara Rowland.
Tara.
Tara.
We had Marty Bingham, $9.99. B. Chad explained his position on refunds a while back, but he wasn't really clear on it. What happens if I just ain't feeling it the day of the race, or it's a little chilly or something?
Well, Chad's not in the room for that, but we'll pass that along to him when he gets in here. But till then, thank you, Marty.
The Millstone Project, $4.99. If you ain't got on Millstone beard oil, you're wrong.
Thank you, Thank you,
Stone.
Stone. Beer oil.
We had Red Lightning come in at $99.99.
Good night, Red
ready.
Lightning. Hey, man. Red Lightning knows Trump's coming.
Yeah, he does. He gonna be out there welding left and right.
Yeah, buddy.
Welding them oil pipes.
Yes, sir, he is.
Fire it up, Red
Fired
Lightning.
up, boy.
Marty wanted to know if he could get a refund for if it was chilly.
He said you hadn't really made yourself clear on your refund policy yet.
That was a little cool.
Marty, you don't want to tick me off right now, Marty. I'm in a good mood, buddy.
Yeah, freaking Trump won.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Don't ask for refunds when Trump has won. All right. Don't nobody need a refund. You all gonna be rich. Don't nobody need a refund when Trump's in power.
Marty Bingham,
Thank you, Red Lightning.
Thank you, Red Lightning.
Subsection 105.04B.6E. I'm sending a little package to you guys. It definitely does not have a turd in it unless it does. At this point, I can't be sure.
Hey, who is that?
Marty.
Marty, thank you, buddy. Yeah, and if you guys want to send stuff to the studio here and want to have it featured on the show, what's the P.O. box?
454.
What?
Rome, Georgia.
P.O. Box 454.
307 Project, P.O. Box 454, Rome, Georgia 30162.
Unless you're a woman, then don't send anything
If
because
you
we
send-
don't
You
want
can
it.
send, your man can send it.
If you send
don't-
us something
women aren't going to be
good,
allowed to send packages anymore.
if you send us, oh my gosh, your reign is nearly over. If you send us something good, we'll feature it on the show, man. We like seeing what you guys got, especially if you got handmade stuff.
Mark Stock, especially if you got handmade stuff. Don't send us to that production crap.
Dude, little Virgil has been going off
Thank
today,
you,
by
Marty.
the way.
Oh, yeah, I know it. Mark Stoddard, $9.99. Sorry you and Chili didn't win. You got my vote. Where's the deer pics?
Yeah,
God
we made
bless
a wave.
you all.
It's been a tough season. We didn't even get to talk about deer hunting today. We'll talk about that next week. Thank you, buddy.
Easy Street, $10. Did Marjorie power clean Chad? I love you guys.
Boom. She probably will, though, for it's
She
over
will.
with.
She will.
She sees you at Aventine again.
Tell
Yeah.
you one thing she power cleaned was Trump's toes.
She did power clean.
Yeah, you gotta go to last night's episode to hear about all that.
Yeah.
It went down.
Just
though.
hear more of the lies. That went.
I don't know what, baby. You have such a bad attitude today. You have brought such a bad attitude into this room of jovial excitement and Thanksgiving This has been a room of thanksgiving and excitement and love and motivation and encouragement.
If
and now,
anyone ever needs a definition for gaslighting, this is it.
you
This
have
is
brought in
perfect.
so much negativity, boo-boo. But you know what?
Jacob
what?
Lewis just signed up for the race. Thank you, Jacob Lewis.
Your negativity is better than our best positivity. That's how good you are.
Dang.
That's the level you're on.
We'll see what kind of tune you're singing as soon as this podcast, we hit the off button. You're going to come over here and be like, I was just kidding, baby. I'm so sorry. I love you. You know I just have to act like that because it's funny. I love you. I'm sorry. And I'm going to say, piss off.
You wanted me to remind you how beautiful you are?
No.
We had one from old Aaron Dana.
I
come in
saw
with
that.
the super chat.
Yeah, I saw Aaron Dana.
1999. Keep preaching the gospel. The harvest is plenty. The laborers are few. Love you guys.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Aaron.
Aaron.
Thank you, Aaron.
I'll tell you what, Aaron hits that cold plunge hard these days.
Yeah, he does.
He hits it hard, son. He got the whole family cold plunge.
It's already cold in New York.
Yeah, that's true.
We had Clayton Lindsay come in at $4.99. Y'all need to get your tails up in a stand instead of sitting here like a knot on a log with teeth in your mouth.
There you go.
Well, Blake been in the stand all morning. Unfortunately, Clayton, the rest of us had to work late last night.
Yeah.
Cornbread and Chili both said that they was going to stay at your house Tuesday night and hunt Wednesday morning, and that's why I got up
I
and came to
1,000%
hunt.
didn't say I was going to stay.
You didn't he? I said, you going to hunt Wednesday morning? You said, yeah.
I thought we were going to do that for Team PT. I'm going this afternoon. We didn't have Team PT.
I'm going this afternoon, too.
I'm going this afternoon, too.
What side are you? Get off.
Blakely's,
where are you
Blakely's wanting to go hunting.
Huh?
What side? Are you going over there?
I'll go wherever y'all don't go.
hear that? Blakely wants to hunt.
I'm not.
She did.
Yeah.
Blake's going.
She does.
I'm not hunting right there.
No, I'll go wherever y'all don't want to go.
I'm
Thank
hunting
you,
the field.
soldier. Clayton's that big dog.
Thank you, Clayton.
We had Holly Movie Star, $2. 3 of 7 project brought to you by Monsanto.
Oh, wow.
Well, what-
Ronald Kennedy sued the crap out of Monsanto, so
Yeah,
you can go
yeah.
ahead and forget that. Monsanto's going down just like women.
He's done. Monsanto's done, and he freaking knows it.
The Boog-a-loo, $5. Kamala's knees breathing a sigh of relief. They can finally retire.
Whoa. Whoa.
She stood up too long.
Whoa.
I'll tell you what, man.
I'm raw.
Your legs get tired.
Y'all need to quit with all
Giving
this.
speeches.
Y'all need to quit with all this negative stuff. I mean, this is an era of growth
Positivity,
and positivity.
unity.
This is what you wanted. Big Daddy Trump is here. Y'all quit with this dang negativity,
Now,
man.
Grab him by the
Vitriol.
Y'all get ready for this one. Ann Scott come in at $49.99.
What?
What's she doing?
Are you serious?
She said,
Gosh.
She said, Chad, you need a personal assistant.
Yes, Ann? Yes,
She
I
really
do.
didn't give that super chat, but she did say that.
Okay.
I just had to get old Corn with sweating bullets, boy. Woo! And he was already texting her.
I was about to open my banking app, son.
You was about to tell her. You was
Decline.
about to tell her about the new rain, wasn't you?
That's right.
Fidgeting.
Night.
Manfred Kump. Thank you, Ann Scott.
Thank you, Ann.
Thank you.
Thank you, Corn. Manfred Kump, $20. I'm motivated to take off fat suit. I always enjoy the content.
Man for comp.
Good. Get after it,
Thank
man.
you, Manfred.
Carrie McCleary, $4.99.
Thank you, Carrie.
Thank you, Carrie.
Thank you, Carrie.
Gatekeeper, Radio 347, $4.99. Those blue dots are where the concrete is creeping in Leonard Skinner.
There you go.
Thank you,
Gatekeeper.
Gatekeeper.
That's right.
Sooner Guy, 44, $3.07. Timothy, 212.
Thank you, super guy. Thank you.
Justin Milford, $10. I'm very optimistic about the future. Optimism goes a long way for folks to invest in themselves. Love y'all. Women are the sole reason Trump won, by the way. See y'all at MMFC.
That's what I'm talking about, Justin.
See you at the race.
Thank
you,
you, Tim.
Justin.
Tin
Hey,
Man.
10 man.
LV come in at 99
Little
cents.
Virgil, I bet he
put
gave
that-
a rose. I bet he gave
See,
a rose.
yep, that's what you said earlier. Gave a rose emoji.
Thank you, LV.
Dang.
I knew it.
Thank you, little
Matthew
virgin.
Turner, $9.99. I've learned during my walk with the Lord is in life we are in one of three things. We are going into a storm, in a storm, or coming out of one. Today we are walking out of one, and it's a great day.
That's what I'm talking about. Big Daddy Trump.
Thank you,
The
Michael
last
Turner.
one
Thank
here,
you.
CJ Porta, $4.99. Hey, Chad, I want your advice. I've got Army SFAS in January, and I'm anxious. How do you prep for the suck factor, find strength when things get hard?
Quit thinking about it and just do whatever you have to do in the moment to get through it. Quit. You're thinking too far ahead. You got this thing's a month out. You're already stressing yourself out about it. Just show up and just do whatever they tell you to do and get through it, and then just do the next thing they tell you to do and just get through it, and so on and so forth. You're thinking too far ahead, man. You ain't never going to make it. You ain't never going to make it if you keep doing that, all right? So just stay present.
All right, that's all I got.
Love you guys. Enough said.